What's up, YouTube? It's Jeff Tuffner here on the Glorious Podcast, coming to you guys with a little bit of wrestling news. It's been a few days since I've gotten a wrestling news video up, but this story here, it's not old. It's still new enough to do a video on it, to where it's still it's still relevant. Let's just say that. But it's obviously, as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title of the video, it's regarding a possible Shield reunion. Now, if you watched Raw this past Monday, which I don't blame you if you didn't, because Raw has been really ass the past few weeks, and nothing really to look forward to tomorrow night either. But anyway, if you've been watching Raw, you might have noticed that they've been teasing a Shield reunion for a few weeks now. Especially this past week, they went pretty far with it, to the point where they had the Miz Taraj do the old the Shield thing in the middle of the ring, right over Roman Reigns. We were really expecting Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose to come out and to help Roman Reigns in that segment on Raw, but they didn't show up. So, I mean, they teased it like 3 times during that segment too. So, I mean, I really thought it was going to happen, because it was it was in the rumors for a while now. But it appears it will happen eventually. But now everybody was assuming, including me, that this would set up a match between the Shield and the Miz Taraj at the TLC pay-per-view on October 22nd. But according to Ryan Satin of the Pro Wrestling Sheet, that doesn't appear to be the case right now. He notes that the Miz Taraj does not appear to be their opponents at the pay-per-view. Nothing is set in stone at this point, he said. It sounds like they're just being used to bring the Shield back together. So apparently, the Miz Taraj is just being used to bring the Shield back together, make them, form the unit again, and then they're just going to end up going on to face some other maybe 3 people. I don't know who, but some other 3 people at the pay-per-view, which is a good thing to hear, because I really did not care to see the Miz Taraj versus the Shield at the pay-per-view. I mean, it's cool. It would be really cool, don't get me wrong, seeing the Shield back together. You know what I mean? Everybody loves the Shield. But, like, it's just to see them versus the Miz Taraj, I mean, does anybody really care for that? So, I mean, I'm happy to hear this news, that they're just here, hopefully, to just, maybe bring them back together, and then they'll go on to face someone else. There's no really other, 3-people team that they'd face, so I don't know. Maybe it's just going to be like 3 superstars on the card or whatever. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully they don't screw it up, because if it better be like 3 legitimate opponents, to where it's like got me invested into the match. I was thinking what they could be doing is maybe doing Cesaro, Sheamus, and Braun Strowman taking on the Shield. You saw Dean Ambrose took on Braun Strowman this past week on Raw, so that was interesting. So maybe they're setting up something there. And then you obviously know Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose have been feuding for a while with Cesaro and Sheamus, so they could do something there where it works out that way. Throw Braun Strowman in the mix if they don't have anything planned for Braun Strowman, that is, at the pay-per-view. It isn't expected that Brock Lesnar is on that pay-per-view, so I'm pretty sure we will not see Brock Lesnar again until at least the Survivor Series build. But it doesn't appear to be on the card for the TLC pay-per-view on October 22nd. So no Universal title match is what it's appearing to be right now. So that definitely, I mean, if they planned on having Braun Strowman face him again, it's not going to happen if he's not on the card. So I guess if that's what they're going to do, maybe Strowman teaming with Cesaro and Sheamus and taking on the Shield is the right thing to do here for WWE. I mean, I personally wouldn't. I'd much rather would see that than the Shield versus the Miz Taraj. I mean, I think we all would rather see that. But I don't know. I mean, to be honest, guys, they're really just the only reason they're bringing the Shield back together is because multiple reasons. 1, viewership is down. The show's not getting much views. 2, they're not getting attendance. The attendance figures are significantly down. I know I talked about this just practically every week in the last month with my Raw and SmackDown reviews of how the attendances are extremely low, an all-time low at the events Raw and SmackDown. And we've known for a while now that live events, like the ones they run on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and stuff, they've been really low too. I mean, there's pictures that are really just like shocking of how like there's like like it looks like there's like only 2 people at the shows. It's crazy. So I mean, the only reason they're really doing this is because they put the Shield back together. That's going to draw more viewerships. People are going to hear the Shield are back together. People are going to be like, oh, I got to watch the pay-per-view. I got to tune into Raw tonight. And you know what I mean? And then people are going to, see they're back. They're going to come out to the show. We know that they're having trouble selling TLC tickets, so they're going to try to advertise the Shield for the show, and they're going to assume people are going to buy more tickets, which are probably going to end up working. There are definitely going to be people who are going to see the Shield are on the card, and they're going to be like, I got to go to this show. And then same for, maybe people watching the show on Monday or, watching the pay-per-view on the network. That's how it works. They're also advertising Asuka for that show. They're not advertising at this point. I mean, it's been all but confirmed. It actually has been confirmed. Screw that. They did a promo. She's gonna be on the card too. So they have Asuka and then the Shield reunion. That's what they're pretty much building TLC around. So I'm looking. I mean, like I said, I'm love to see the Shield back together, but I mean, it looks like they're just doing it just to get up ratings and get up attendance at the shows, which is kind of sad because it's like they have nothing. They can't create something new. They can't create a legitimate storyline that would get people invested to come out to the show. You know what I mean? Like, there's just nothing else to build up around. So that's what they're doing that for, because they're in panic mode right now is basically what it is. They don't know what to do, so they're just like, I don't know. It's only a matter of time, guys, before we hear Goldberg's returning. I mean, I would not be surprised if they tried to bring Goldberg back between now and WrestleMania for something. Either the Royal Rumble he shows up at, Survivor Series, or WrestleMania itself. I definitely could see Goldberg back in WWE sometime between now and Mania, just because they love bringing back old guys to boost up attendance figures, boost up viewership on the shows, and that's what they do because they can't create new stars. I've talked about this in I think it was my SmackDown review, maybe my Raw review, maybe both, because I know I've been thinking about it a lot lately, but it's just showing right now that they just cannot build new stars. You know what I mean? It's like you just wonder, what are they gonna do when there's no John Cena around anymore? Undertaker, we assume we've seen the last of Undertaker in WWE. Brock Lesnar's not gonna be around forever. Goldberg's not gonna be around forever. You know what I mean? So it's like they have stars right now, but they're not like stars like Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold was. You know what I mean? Like, you got guys like Seth Rollins, you got guys like Finn Balor, AJ Styles, who are big. They have a lot of fans, but they're not giving them that like build to where they're like the guy or whatever. I mean, there is one guy that they're trying to do it with, and yes, that's Roman Reigns, and that's failing miserably. And I just love how they still continue every week to try to do it, and they just don't stop. They're not stopping. They've been going hardcore for 4 years now with trying to get Roman Reigns over, and it's like they cannot get it through their heads that Roman Reigns is not going to get over with the crowd unless you maybe turn him heel, which is like I've been saying for 3 years now, just waiting for a Roman heel turn, and they haven't done it. So, I mean, it's just, you got to turn him heel. I don't know why every week they still try to get him over as a face. I mean, it's just not going to work. I don't know what it takes for them to realize that, but it will not work. He will not be over as a face. They need to turn him heel. I mean, it's just anything. They need something big to happen on Raw. Let's just say that. The Shield reuniting is one thing, but, I mean, Raw is just so dead right now. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's just hit rock bottom over there on Monday nights. I mean, SmackDown's been okay, but Raw is just hitting an all-time low right now to the point where it is, like, really bad. I don't know if it's this time of year, whatever, September, October, but, I mean, like, I have lost mad interest in that show lately. Like, ever since SummerSlam, it's been, like, a downhill spiral for, like, my interest in that show. I just can't, like, it's just really getting to the point where I just want to fall asleep during the show every week now. I mean, there's nothing to look forward to. This past week was just another perfect example. I mean, you had the Cruiserweights go on last, which was immediately, you probably hear that, and you're probably like, oh, the show must have been awful. It was, but the Cruiserweight segment that actually went on last this past week was actually probably the best part of the show. And then, like, maybe 5 minutes worth of other stuff that was actually entertaining on that show. It was just a awful thrown together show last week. Hopefully tomorrow is good. What is tomorrow? They're in Denver tomorrow, Denver, Colorado. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how the show goes tomorrow. Still, the build continues for TLC is what it is, basically. Nothing's been announced yet. I'm sure stuff will get announced tomorrow. Probably match or two or whatever, or segment or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they always do on Mondays. Mondays are usually like one of the busiest news days for wrestling because of Raw mainly. They just like to drop everything on Monday for some reason. So, I don't know. I'm sure I'll have videos up tomorrow. Not only my Raw review, but more videos discussing news and stuff regarding wrestling tomorrow here on the channel. So subscribe for that. Leave a like on this video too while you're at it. Leave a comment down below what you guys think of a possible Shield reunion. If you think it should happen, if you think it shouldn't, let me know down below about that. Go follow me all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. The links will be listed in the description below as always. And that's it for this video, guys. I will see you tomorrow right here on the Glorious Podcast.